Brief synopsis of the podcast. The Vanishing Prime Minister. Miss Natasha Bapat, a determined and fearless journalist for World News Television in Mumbai, finds herself on a relentless quest for justice when her father, Colonel Sanjay Bapat, is wrongfully imprisoned in the United States. 4 years ago, Colonel Sanjay Bapat attended a scientific conference in the US only to be detained by the CI under false accusations of espionage on behalf of the Indian government. Despite her repeated pleas, the Indian government, led by Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay, the president of the ruling People's Party, ignores her desperate calls for intervention. Realizing that her fight for justice will find no support within India, Natasha takes her case to the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. She travels to London, where she meets Miss Lily, an influential insider who promises to assist her in bringing her father's plight to the attention of the right authorities. Natasha and Lily attend a prestigious gathering where Prince Ryan of England is the guest of honor. Introducing herself as a prominent Indian journalist, Natasha intrigues the young prince, who is captivated by both her intelligence and Lily's charm. Impressed, Prince Ryan offers them positions within his office, giving them access to powerful connections. During this time, Prince Ryan falls deeply in love with Lily and makes the bold decision to leave the royal family and start a new life with her in London. With his trust secured, Natasha finally confides in him about her true reason for coming to London, her father's wrongful imprisonment under the CI's fabricated charges. Deeply moved, Prince Ryan leverages his influence to persuade the Siege to intervene. Natasha is sent to New York, where, with the assistance, she uncovers the truth. Her father is being held in a high-security prison under a false identity. With growing pressure from international media and human rights organizations, the US government is forced to release Colonel Sanjay Bapat. Meanwhile, Prince Ryan makes a shocking discovery. Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay secretly owns vast illegal properties in London and is involved in immoral affairs with a woman there. He gathers concrete evidence and prepares to expose the corruption at the highest levels of Indian politics. Back in India, Upadhyay announces parliamentary elections, expecting another victory. However, Colonel Sanjay Bapat, now free, returns home and, bolstered by public sympathy, challenges the Prime Minister in the elections under a newly formed party, the Indian Democratic Party. With widespread support, Bapat defeats Upadhyay, bringing an end to the corrupt regime. The People's Party faces a humiliating loss, and in a desperate attempt to escape justice, Upadhyay flees the country on a special flight. A flight later reported to have crashed in an African nation under mysterious circumstances. With a coalition between the Indian Democratic Party and the opposition Republican Party of India, Colonel Sanjay Bapat is sworn in as the new Prime Minister of India. He immediately launches a criminal investigation into Upadhyay's illegal wealth in London and officially declares him a fugitive from justice. As the new leader of the nation, Prime Minister Bapat embarks on a journey to restore integrity and justice to the country ensuring that no leader can ever betray the people again. The Vanishing Prime Minister. An unforgettable, astonishing, and vivid tale. By Shri, Rajeev Shantaram Thatte. Natasha gently held her father's hands, noticing how frail and trembling they had become. His eyes were restless, unable to focus, yet beneath all the weakness, she could still sense the unyielding determination that kept him alive. At 24 years of age, Natasha Bapat was deep in thought. She had spent 4 years working as a journalist for World News, a prominent television channel in Mumbai. Throughout her career, she had refused favors and privileges offered by politicians and industrialists. Fearless and committed to the truth, she had reported stories that others dared not touch. But now, she faced a crisis far more personal and profound. Her father, Colonel Sanjay Bapat, had been a highly decorated officer in India's defense services, serving the nation for nearly 20 years. He had been honored with the Distinguished Service Medal for his dedication. 4 years ago, at the request of the Indian government, he had traveled to the US to attend a scientific conference. However, soon after his arrival, he had been detained by the CIA under false accusations of spying for India. News of his arrest had spread rapidly, making headlines across international media. Desperate, Natasha had reached out to the Indian consulate in New York, sending emails and making countless calls. Yet no one provided any information about her father's whereabouts. She had even sought help from India's young and dynamic Prime Minister, Vasant Upadhyay, the 40-year-old leader of the ruling People's Party. However, despite numerous requests, his office had persistently ignored her pleas. She had been denied an audience with him, making it painfully clear that the government either lacked concern for its own citizens or was deliberately avoiding the issue. 4 years of tireless searching had yielded no answers. Frustrated, Natasha had written numerous letters to the Indian government, but none had received a positive response. Determined to fight for justice, she had sought assistance from Transparency International, an organization dedicated to exposing corruption and advocating for transparency. They had agreed to help. She had also contacted the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, ISIJ, hoping they could take up her father's case. Their response had been immediate. They had invited her to London to discuss the matter further. The two organizations even covered the cost of her travel. Now, standing at a crossroads in her life, Natasha prepared to leave for London, uncertain of what the future held. A journey to the unknown, she boarded an Air India flight that would take 24 hours to reach London with an 8-hour layover in Dubai. The journey was long, but it was the most economical option, making it affordable for the organizations funding her trip. Upon arriving in London, she checked into a modest hotel far from the city's bustling heart, yet accessible by bus. The next day, she visited the offices of Transparency International and ISIJ. There, she met with senior officials, providing them with her father's complete profile, including his latest photographs, identification documents, and passport copies. The last recorded travel stamp on his passport showed his arrival in the US, but there was no record of his departure. We will take this matter very seriously. Do not worry about your father. We are here to support you. Transparency International and ISIJ will stand by you. As a journalist from India, it is our duty to assist you, they assured her. They scanned all her documents and sent them to their offices in the US, the UK, France, Germany, Australia, and India, initiating a global investigation. A fateful encounter that evening, as Natasha returned to her hotel, she overheard a woman in the neighboring room speaking in Hindi on the phone. She must be Indian, Natasha guessed. Curious, she knocked on the door. A young woman in shorts and a t-shirt answered. "Good evening. I'm Natasha from Mumbai." She introduced herself. "Hi, I'm Lily. I'm also from Mumbai, Maharashtrian, just like you." Lily said with a warm smile, inviting Natasha inside. Lily was stunning, elegant, confident, and undeniably sensuous. She had come to the UK on a tourist visa, but her true goal was to find a job in London, by any means necessary. Natasha shared her story. "I came here searching for my father. Transparency International and ISIJ are supporting my investigation. Let's see what happens next," Natasha explained. "Has the Indian government or the US consulate helped you at all?" Lily asked. "I've tried everything, meeting government officials, reaching out to the Prime Minister, and contacting the Indian consulate in New York, but nothing has worked. I believe the US government is pressuring Indian officials to stay silent. That's why I had no choice but to take matters into my own hands and come here alone." Lily's eyes softened with empathy. "How can I help?" she asked sincerely. Natasha hesitated. "The only way is for us to investigate on our own. But it's dangerous. I'm just a 24-year-old woman going up against the world's most powerful governments. I have to do this for my father. But why would you risk getting involved?" Lily smirked. "Listen, Natasha, let's do this together. I love a challenge. I want to be part of this game. If we stick together, we can do anything." A slow smile spread across Natasha's face. "All right. But remember, this won't be easy. We'll have to take risks. And sometimes, we may have to use unconventional methods to get what we want." Lily's gaze turned playful. "Let's just say I have experience in getting what I want. Beauty, charm, and seduction. These are weapons too, Natasha. And trust me, we both have them in abundance." Natasha laughed, knowing Lily was right. She had learned long ago that her looks alone could make men do almost anything. "All right, then, let's play this game." A dangerous plan takes shape over the next 2 days. Natasha and Lily became inseparable. They rented a 2-bedroom apartment in the heart of London, planning their next move. That night, as they celebrated their new home, Lily suggested, "Let's have some rum. It'll give us energy." Natasha raised an eyebrow. "We came here to find my father, and you are asking for rum?" Lily grinned, pulling out a bottle from her bag. "Take this with Coke and ice," she said, handing Natasha a glass. "Cheers." Lily downed her drink in one swift gulp. "That didn't hit me at all. Let me try another," she giggled. Natasha watched, amused. Lily disappeared into her bedroom and returned in a light blue sateen nightdress, revealing a delicate designer bra and matching panties that accentuated her curves. Natasha followed suit, changing into a sheer white shirt over a strapless bra. "You look fabulous. Absolutely stunning," Lily murmured, eyes glimmering with admiration. "Really?" Natasha smirked. Lily, tipsy from the rum, leaned closer. "Come to bed," Natasha whispered. "You need to rest." Lily lay down, her smooth legs drawing Natasha's gaze. Her angelic features and flawless complexion made her look almost European. For a fleeting moment, Natasha thought an American or British general would fall for her in an instant. The thought startled her. Was she seeing a glimpse of the future? Lily yawned. "Good night," she murmured, pulling Natasha into an embrace. Natasha smiled, kissed Lily's forehead, and turned off the lights. As she drifted into sleep, she knew one thing for certain: this was only the beginning. The journey begins. Natasha's mission in London the next morning at 6. Natasha sat down to draft emails to influential figures across London. By the time she was finished, she had carefully composed and addressed nearly 100 emails. The content of the email was as follows. Subject: Exploring Indo-British relations. Request for an interview, dear sir. I am pleased to introduce myself as a young and dynamic journalist from Mumbai, India, currently working with the national television channel World News. As a professional exploring the deep cultural, industrial, and commercial ties between India and the United Kingdom, I am keen on gaining insights from esteemed personalities like you. I would be truly honored if you could grant me an appointment for an interview where we could discuss the evolving relationship between our two nations and the potential opportunities that lie ahead. I look forward to your positive response and shall reach out to schedule the meeting at your convenience. Thank you. Sincerely yours, Miss Natasha. Email: natasha@gmail.com. Mobile number +4420 723 42490. India. Vertical bar United Kingdom. To maintain confidentiality, she ensured that all recipients were added under BCC, preventing them from knowing who else had received the message. Shortly after, Lily woke up and prepared breakfast for both of them. Once they had finished their morning routine, they set off for the day's tasks. A new identity for a new mission at 7 o'clock, Natasha turned to Lily and asked, "Shall we go shopping for dresses today?" "Dresses? What kind of dresses?" Lily inquired. "We need to blend into London's high society. That means we need the right look, flawless makeup, elegant dresses, and a refined presence. The outfits should also be versatile enough for business meetings. And of course, if we are stepping into high society, we'll need a professional hairdresser." "Fantastic idea," Lily exclaimed, her excitement palpable. "Let's not only shop for dresses, but also try them on, experiment with different styles, and maybe even do a mini fashion shoot at home. I have both a video and a still camera." "That sounds like a plan." Natasha agreed with enthusiasm. Stepping into the world of elegance, with excitement buzzing in the air, the two set off toward London's fashion street. They browsed through various designer boutiques, selecting 15 to 20 exquisite outfits each. Delicate floral prints, stylish silhouettes, and pieces designed to highlight feminine elegance. On their way back, they stopped at a Chinese restaurant for dinner before returning home, their arms full of shopping bags. After a refreshing bath, Natasha turned to Lily with an idea. Shall we do each other's makeup? That way, we can get a more natural, polished look. Sometimes, self-applied makeup doesn't turn out as flawless. Absolutely. You do mine first while I choose my dress. Later, I'll take some glamorous photos of you as well, Lily suggested. Natasha, focused and meticulous, worked on Lily's makeup, appreciating her natural beauty as she enhanced her features. You look absolutely stunning, Natasha admired. Lily beamed. And now, tell me, which dress should I wear? Natasha scanned the collection and selected an elegant, delicate, floral patterned gown. This one, it's classy and incredibly chic, Natasha declared. Lily stepped into the dress, completing the look with matching accessories. An invitation to royalty the next morning, Natasha woke up early and opened her laptop to check her emails. She gasped in surprise. A response from Buckingham Palace. Prince Ryan's secretary, Ms. Maglona Darkis, had personally replied to Natasha's inquiry, extending a formal invitation to an exclusive gathering at the Royal Palace. The email read, "Dear Miss Natasha, we acknowledge the email you have sent to His Highness, Prince Ryan. He has cordially invited you to attend an informal gathering featuring cocktails and dinner on Sunday, 22nd February at 8 p.m. The event will be attended by senior journalists, business leaders, politicians, and diplomatic representatives from various embassies. Please confirm your attendance at your earliest convenience. Yours sincerely, Ms. Maglona Darkis Councillor Natasha could hardly believe her luck. An invitation to an elite royal event in just one day. She immediately called Lily over and showed her the email. This is incredible. Do you realize what an opportunity this is? Lily exclaimed, nearly jumping with excitement. Yes, Natasha grinned, already composing her reply. Dear Ms. Maglona, thank you for your gracious invitation. It would be an immense honor for both me and my colleague, Miss Lily, to attend this prestigious gathering. Looking forward to meet you. Sincerely yours, Miss. Natasha. Now, they had to prepare for the grand event. Natasha searched for a professional hairdresser and makeup artist, eventually booking an appointment with one of London's most sought-after stylists, George, for a private session at their apartment. A makeover fit for royalty at 4 p.m. The stylish and sophisticated George arrived, carrying an array of brushes, palettes, and styling tools. Where are you ladies headed after this makeover? George asked as he set up his kit. We have been invited to Prince Ryan's royal gathering, Natasha replied. Ah, then I will make sure you both look nothing less than queens, George said with a playful smile. He meticulously styled Lily's hair into soft, cascading waves, perfecting every detail before moving on to an elegant and radiant makeup look. Once Lily's transformation was complete, George turned to Natasha. You are a vision of elegance, he said as he worked his magic, enhancing her natural beauty with precise contouring, warm tones, and a touch of shimmer. After nearly an hour, both women stood before the mirror, admiring their flawless transformation. You both look like movie stars, George declared. I must take a photograph with you. The three of them posed for a few pictures before George packed up his tools. You can call me anytime. If you ever need a stylist or a personal photographer, I'm your guy. As the door closed behind him, Natasha and Lily turned to each other, excited and ready for the royal sorry. An evening with Prince Ryan at 8:15 p.m., Natasha and Lily arrived at the Grand Palace Ballroom, their taxi pulling up alongside luxury cars carrying the city's most elite guests. Inside, the hall was illuminated with golden chandeliers, with over 200 distinguished guests in attendance. As they mingled, exchanging introductions and business cards, a woman approached them. "Excuse me, are you Miss Natasha?" Natasha turned to see a poised, elegant woman. "Yes, I am. I'm Maglona Darkes, Prince Ryan's secretary. The prince has been expecting you." "Oh, what an honor," Natasha replied. "This is my colleague, Miss Lily." "Welcome, both of you," Maglona said warmly. "Prince Ryan will be meeting his special guests privately later tonight. I will inform him that you have arrived." Lily and Natasha exchanged excited glances. This was their moment. A dance to remember as the music swelled and guests took to the dance floor. Natasha suddenly heard a familiar voice behind her. "Would you do me the honor of a dance?" She turned, heart skipping a beat. It was Prince Ryan himself. "It would be my greatest pleasure," Natasha said, stepping forward with a radiant smile. As they danced, she found herself engaged in deep conversation with the prince, who was charming, intelligent, and surprisingly warm. "Would you be interested in joining my office in London?" Prince Ryan asked. Natasha's heart raced. "That would be an incredible opportunity," she replied. "Then let's meet later tonight after the gathering. We have much to discuss," he said with a knowing smile. As the dance ended, Prince Ryan brushed his cheek against hers, whispering, "See you soon, Natasha." She could only smile. Her journey had just begun. A night to remember. As midnight passed, the crowd at the gathering began to thin. Prince Ryan personally bid farewell to the guests, while Natasha and Lily sat aside, engaged in quiet conversation. Soon, Ryan's gaze fell upon them. "Why don't you both visit my office? Miss Maglona will guide you." With Miss Maglona leading the way, Natasha and Lily entered the prince's office. The atmosphere was bustling with activity, and it quickly became evident that Ryan's office operated around the clock. A few minutes later, Ryan himself arrived. "I apologize for calling you here at such a late hour. We're used to this lifestyle. Late nights are nothing new to us," Natasha responded casually. Ryan turned to Lily with a curious smile. "And who is this young lady? Is she your close friend?" "Yes, she is. This is Miss Lily from Mumbai, India," Natasha introduced her. Ryan's eyes gleamed with admiration. "She is absolutely charming, elegant, beautiful. How is it that Indian women are always so captivating?" Natasha laughed. "Is it our fault? Or perhaps it's because of ancient scholars like Tasyana, the great Indian philosopher who wrote the Mastra? Maybe that's what makes Indian women so alluring." Ryan chuckled heartily. "Lily, what's your take on this?" "Natasha is right," Lily replied playfully. "After all, India has given the world 64 unique ways to celebrate romance. Isn't that something extraordinary?" Ryan leaned back, amused. "I have much to learn from both of you. I'm just 25. Well, I'm 24. And Lily is 20, Natasha said, grinning. Yet, you seem to know so much already. Let's see who truly knows more through friendship, experience, and expertise, Lily added with a wink. Ryan's eyes held an unspoken admiration for the two remarkable women before him. A late night drive, Natasha glanced at her watch. Shall we head home now? It's already 2 in the morning. Ryan nodded. Yes, it's quite late. If you don't have a ride, I'd be happy to drop you both home. Natasha looked at Lily, who was now fighting off sleep. Ryan retrieved his car keys and led them to his sleek vehicle. I'll drive, Natasha offered. Without hesitation, Ryan handed her the keys. All three of us can sit in the front. It'll be a bit snug, though. With Ryan seated between them, the car moved through the quiet London streets. A cool breeze drifted in through the windows, adding to the already cozy atmosphere inside. Ryan casually draped his arms around their shoulders, and for a fleeting moment, Natasha and Lily felt a sense of closeness, an unspoken bond forming between the three of them. As they approached their building, Ryan handed Natasha a slip of paper. Here's my private number. You can call me anytime. If I don't answer immediately, just wait. I'll always call you back. Before they could respond, he leaned in, placed a quick, playful kiss on each of their cheeks, and smiled. Then, as if etching the memory in his mind, he turned to take one last look at Gloucester Square Tower, committing the building to memory. One thing was certain: Natasha and Lily had found their first powerful connection in Britain. Morning reflections the next morning, the two women woke up late, still recovering from the previous night. Good morning, Natasha greeted Lily. Morning. So, how was last night? Did you enjoy it? Lily asked, stretching lazily. Of course. Ryan is not only young and dynamic, but he's also incredibly kind. And he even drove us home himself. Lily smirked. And why did you insist on driving his car? Natasha grinned mischievously. I was just curious. He sat between us, his arm around our shoulders, but he never crossed a line. I wanted to see if he would. Lily laughed. His fingers were brushing my shoulder. He must have noticed that I was well dressed a little differently last night. Natasha raised an eyebrow. Oh, trust me, everyone at the party noticed. You had all eyes on you. Lily shrugged. I was having fun. I wasn't paying attention to anyone else. Natasha chuckled. Oh, really? Then how do you explain the 100+ business cards you collected? I only got about 30. Lily smirked. And you managed to win over Ryan. What about that? Natasha shook her head. Not so fast. He was equally drawn to you. He called you charming, sexy, and beautiful. And don't forget, he has a special job for you. I wonder what that is. Lily shrugged again. I have no idea. Let's wait and see. A letter from Ryan later that afternoon. Natasha logged into her email and skimmed through her inbox. Among the messages, one stood out. An email from Ryan. She called Lily over. Look at this. Ryan sent an email. Let's see what he wrote. Subject: A night to remember, my dear Natasha. I was truly thrilled by the wonderful company of you and your beautiful friend Lily last night. The charm and elegance you both possess will always be invaluable for my future plans. Please reach out to me anytime on the private number I gave you. With warm regards and endless appreciation, yours, Ryan. Natasha looked at Lily, who was beaming. Shall we call him? Natasha asked. Oh, absolutely. After all, he gave us his private number. Without hesitation, Natasha dialed. Good evening, Ryan. How are you? I'm doing well, Natasha. I'm glad you got my email. When can we meet again? Whenever you're free, Natasha replied. What about tonight? I have a lot of work, but I'm always free for you, she teased. Ryan chuckled. Can Lily join us? Why? Do you insist on her coming along? Natasha asked playfully. Because 3 is company. 2 is just a crowd. Laughing, Natasha handed the phone to Lily. Hello, darling. How are you? Lily cooed. I'm fine. Did Natasha tell you my golden rule? Which one? 3 is company. 2 is a crowd. Lily giggled. Oh, I will definitely remember that. The 3 of them agreed to meet later that night at the Sky Gardens Hotel. A night at the Sky Gardens by evening, Natasha and Lily were dressed to perfection. Natasha in a chick pink mini dress and Lily in an orange sleeveless top paired with stylish jeans. Arriving at the Sky Gardens, they were greeted by Ryan, who was already waiting for them at the reception. Good evening, my lovely ladies. Ryan greeted them with a charming smile. Good evening, Ryan, Lily responded warmly. They took the elevator up to the 20th floor, where a candlelit table awaited them under the open sky. A crescent moon hung above, and the city lights twinkled like distant stars. This place is stunning, Lily whispered in awe. Indeed. And the best part? We're the only guests on this floor. No one will disturb us here, Ryan said, his voice laced with intrigue. The evening unfolded with warm conversations, clinking glasses, and a mesmerizing atmosphere that neither Natasha nor Lily would forget anytime soon. My dear Natasha, you can call me Prince, but I would prefer you to call me Ryan. I loved it. This name is reserved only for the 2 of you, my sweet Lily and you. No one else in this world calls me by this name. It is my special designation only for you. With love, Ryan. Lily finished her work in the kitchen and placed the dishes and bowls on the dining table. She called Natasha inside. Dinner is ready, Lily announced. Natasha entered the kitchen. She was debating whether to tell Lily about Ryan's email. Somewhere deep down, it bothered her that Ryan seemed to have a special place for Lily in his heart. They started eating. Lily was enthusiastically talking about a recently completed project, but Natasha was lost in thoughts about Ryan's email. You're awfully quiet. Your mood seems a little off, Lily said, smiling at Natasha. No, it's nothing. I was just thinking about the future, Natasha replied. Well, there's no restriction on thinking about the future, is there? Lily teased. Dinner was over. Natasha went to sit in the living room while Lily finished up in the kitchen and then turned on the TV. Natasha was working on her emails. 10 responses had arrived for the ones she had sent, and she was busy drafting replies. Ryan didn't send you an email, did he? Looks like he's upset with us, Lily remarked playfully. He did send one. I've already replied to him, Natasha said. Wow, and you didn't even tell me? Let's see what he wrote and how you responded. Lily leaned forward eagerly. Natasha turned the computer toward her. Lily read through each email carefully. She was impressed by Natasha's responses, which were accompanied by images. Ryan seems really excited about both of us. He has called us to meet him tomorrow at 11 a.m., Lily said excitedly. But he keeps calling you sweetie everywhere. He seems quite smitten with you, Natasha teased. Oh, is that why you're upset? Lily laughed. Look, these are just little tricks to stay close to Ryan. You and I both don't want Ryan for ourselves, do we? But by getting closer to him, we can establish our base in London. Whether he gives you a role or me a role, it doesn't matter. Building a relationship with Ryan means building a connection with all of Britain. And in the end, he will belong to both of us, just us. For everyone else, he will remain Ryan and nothing more. Though she reassured Natasha, Lily secretly took pride in the fact that she had earned the title of Sweetie from Ryan. She also felt a sense of victory over Natasha. As she drifted off to sleep, she was already thinking about how to bring Ryan even closer. The next morning at 11 a.m., both Natasha and Lily arrived at Ryan's office. He was already waiting for them. Good morning to both of you. Ryan greeted them with a firm handshake. Very good morning to you, Lily responded cheerfully. How is your project coming along? It's over. We've successfully completed it, and the board of directors was extremely happy with our presentation, Natasha said. Exceptionally good. So, you're now free from the project and ready to join me? Yes, we're eager to do so, Natasha replied. Ryan ordered coffee and then began explaining their roles. Natasha, your role will be to develop strong relations with 50 of the world's top countries. Here is a list of the nations Britain aims to strengthen ties with for mutual benefit. You will arrange my tours to these countries and set up video conferences with their heads of state. Our consulates will assist you, and you should also plan my visits to their consulates in London over the next 6 months. I have compiled detailed notes on these 50 countries from consultants. They include financial conditions, political landscapes over the past 20 years, key government officials, state leadership, agriculture, mining, defense, information technology, and web commerce. You will study these details and discuss with me the necessary steps to enhance diplomatic relationships. Ryan handed her 50 files and a pen drive containing BBC reports on each country. We will need to work 12-hour days so that we can accomplish our objectives in 6 months, he added. Thank you for trusting my ability to handle such a challenging task, Natasha responded. Your official designation will be Secretary of Foreign Relations. Take your files and pen drive to your newly assigned cabin next to my office. I will call Maglona, my secretary, to show you your workspace. All the best for your new role. Ryan called Miss Maglona and instructed her to escort Natasha to her new office. Now, only Ryan and Lily remained in his cabin. How are you, darling Lily? He asked. I'm fine, she replied. I used to think about you every night while I was on tour after my work was done, Ryan admitted. And what exactly were you thinking about? Lily asked playfully. You tell me, he teased. I have no idea, she said. You're inviting, charming, curvy, alluring, provocative. Have you ever noticed that? Ryan asked, leaning closer. No, never. This is the first time I'm hearing anything like this. Why are you describing me with so many words? Lily asked softly. I don't know, but that's exactly what you are, Ryan said. Lily quickly turned the conversation back to work. So, what do you want me to do? She asked. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. You will be my personal secretary. You'll plan my schedule, remind me of meetings and conferences in advance, and prepare my outfits for different occasions. You will also accompany me on international trips. We should plan at least one long tour and 2 or 3 short trips every month. I need someone who can manage my entire day. Would you mind taking on this role? I would love to. Is there anything else you'd like me to do? She asked eagerly. Keep me happy. You can do that, can't you? Ryan said as he pulled her into his arms. Let me go. Someone might come in. Lily protested. Don't worry. The door is always locked unless I open it, he whispered. Lily smiled and melted into his embrace. Her first day with Ryan had only just begun. Evening arrived. Natasha was wrapping up her work, while Lily was helping Ryan plan the next day. At 8 a.m. the following morning, a foreign delegation was scheduled to visit. A breakfast meeting was planned for 9 a.m., followed by a school inauguration at 11 a.m. lunch, and rest were blocked from 1 to 3 p.m. Then a trade organization event at 3 p.m. Ryan would return to the office at 6 p.m. for calls, finishing his official duties by 7 p.m. After that, he would decide how to spend his evening. Ryan's mansion was located a short distance behind the office. Would you allow me to go to your house and select your outfits, watches, and ties for tomorrow? Lily asked. I hadn't thought about that. But yes, you can, Ryan said. Appearance matters in today's world. The way you dress, your accessories, your hairstyle, your expression. It's important for both film stars and politicians, Lily remarked. Ryan took Lily to his mansion and let her choose his attire. She carefully selected his clothes, watches, and ties, arranging them perfectly. Oh, my sweetie, you must also choose this if you want me to be perfect, Ryan whispered, giving her a soft kiss. That night, Ryan sent Lily an email. My dear Lily, I was truly impressed by the preparations you made for me. Everything from my clothes to my accessories. Good night. Prince Lily showed Natasha the email and replied, Dear Prince, I was thrilled to receive your message. I hope this togetherness continues in the future. Lovingly yours, Lily. Natasha glanced at her watch. It was past 3 o'clock. She was supposed to attend the Pharma Trade Organization event at 3. The venue was nearby, just a 5-minute walk away. Today, we missed our morning lunch, Natasha remarked to Ryan. We can have some snacks on the way. At 3, we'll head to the meeting. On the way, they grabbed some pizza and ate while making their way to the event. The ceremony began with the chairman's speech, after which Ryan was invited to speak. He read the speech Natasha had prepared, making a few additions of his own. The speech lasted about 20 minutes. Afterward, Ryan took some time to introduce himself to the front row attendees. Can I leave now? I have another meeting in the evening, Ryan asked. Yes, you're free to go. Thank you for your participation in the conference. We all appreciated your speech, the chairman commented. Ryan glanced at Natasha. This was the first time her work had received such spontaneous applause. Ryan drove toward the palace. It had been a good day. Everything had gone perfectly for the three of them. As they neared the palace, they entered the office inside. Now, it was time to relax. The evening was theirs to enjoy, with a few hours dedicated to reading. Ryan stepped inside and returned with two gift-wrapped boxes. These are gifts for both of you for a wonderful day. Take them home, open them, and let me know if you like them. Ryan said. Natasha and Lily were pleasantly surprised. They bid Ryan good night, and before leaving, Lily gave him a kiss. The day had been exceptionally delightful for all three of them. Once home, Natasha and Lily unwrapped their gifts. Natasha received an exquisite set of dresses, chosen to enhance her image and style. Lily's dresses, however, were specifically selected to make her look inviting, cute, shapely, stimulating, provocative, and spicy, just as Ryan had envisioned. Natasha helped Lily try on the new outfits and clicked some captivating photos, which she then sent to Ryan via WhatsApp. Ryan viewed the pictures repeatedly. Many of Lily's dresses were designed to be bold and revealing. Dear lovely Lily, wear the dress that makes you feel most attractive and glamorous. Let Natasha assist you. I will dream about the dress you choose for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we have a grand function. The inauguration of a film festival with many film stars in attendance. You must look stunning, beautiful, and sexy when you accompany me. You can do your makeup and dress up at my residence in the late evening. Sweet dreams and good night. Ryan's message made it clear that Lily was expected to dress exquisitely for the occasion. Natasha wished her all the best, and the two women retired to their respective bedrooms. The next morning, Natasha left for the office at 8 a.m. Lily, on the other hand, was to accompany Ryan to the film festival that evening. She planned to head to the office in the afternoon and then to the palace in the evening. The festival was set to last all night, after which she would return to the palace with Ryan. What happened after that was entirely up to Ryan. Natasha spent the day engrossed in reading. Meanwhile, Lily rested, finishing a romantic novel. As she read, Ryan's image kept appearing in her mind. She also contemplated what to wear to the festival that night. In the afternoon, she took a refreshing nap from 3 to 4, followed by an hour at the beauty parlor. At 5, Ryan called her. I'm sending a car to pick you up from your residence. Come to my palace and get ready. I've set aside some exquisite jewelry for you. I've also purchased a few luxurious party dresses. You will select what I should wear, and I will choose a glamorous dress for you. Does that sound perfect? Yes, dear. I'll wait for the car. See you soon, Lily replied. She then called Natasha to share the night's plans. Enjoy yourself. Be free at the film festival with Ryan. It's a public event, so let your close association with him become public. All the best, Natasha encouraged her. I desperately need your best wishes, Lily responded. Soon after, the car arrived. Lily got in and headed to Ryan's office, where she met him after half an hour. Good evening, she greeted him. You look incredibly fresh and marvelous. Ryan complimented her. You look handsome as well, Lily responded, admiring him. Lily inquired about Natasha, who had just left for home. Ryan wrapped up his office work, and together they proceeded to the palace. Ryan took a bath, emerging as refreshed as Lily. Choose my outfit for tonight. Today, it's entirely your choice. Lily opened the wardrobes and selected a pink shirt, a dark blue tie, a matching coat and trousers, along with dark blue socks and polished black shoes. The ensemble gave Ryan an elegant and regal appearance. He put on the outfit. How do I look? Ryan asked, glancing in the mirror. Handsome, noble, beautiful, and strong. I love you for your everlasting charm, Lily responded. For Lily, a hairdresser and makeup artist had been arranged. They spent 30 minutes styling her hair and doing her makeup, transforming her into a pretty woman. Once finished, the artist instructed her to close her eyes. Now, open your eyes, Ryan said. As Lily opened them, she saw a gold tray adorned with diamond jewelry placed on a delicate velvet draped table. This is my gift to you, Ryan said warmly. Lily's eyes welled up with emotion. I love you so much. Thank you for this unforgettable gift. I will cherish this day forever, Lily said, moving closer to Ryan. There's another gift for you. A royal dress that my mother gave me to be presented to my future bride, Ryan said, his voice filled with emotion. Lily held the dress in her hands. It was exquisite, intricate, and breathtakingly beautiful. Thank you so much, she whispered. Would you like to see my mother's photograph? I would love to. I'll take you to her room, but only after you wear all the jewelry and this dress which I present to you on her behalf. Lily removed her existing attire. Ryan sat comfortably on the sofa, watching her with admiration. She put on the royal dress. It still looked pristine even after so many years. She even removed her bra, making her look even more enchanting in Ryan's eyes. Help me put on all the diamond ornaments one by one. Tell me what each piece adds to my beauty. Ryan first placed diamond earrings in her ears and kissed her earlobes. Next, he clasped a 3-strand diamond necklace around her neck and kissed her gently. A charming diamond brooch was pinned to her dress, and Ryan gazed at her, mesmerized. Why are you looking at me like that? Lily asked softly. You look like a princess. At tonight's event, you will be the most beautiful woman in the world, Ryan said, holding her close. He then led her into another room, illuminating a large portrait of his mother adorned with a sandalwood garland. Mom, this is Lily. How do you find her? Ryan asked, looking at the portrait. A soft whisper seemed to come from the photograph. Ryan, go ahead with her. She will bring you prosperity and happiness. Thank you, Mom. I will follow your wishes, Ryan said respectfully. Lily stood speechless, overwhelmed by the moment. Now, shall we leave for the event? It's already 8 o'clock, and it will take an hour to reach the venue. Yes, dear, let's go, Lily agreed, smiling. Ryan started the car, and they set off, engaged in cheerful conversation, heading toward an unforgettable night at the film festival. Natasha glanced at her watch. It was past 3 o'clock. She had to attend the Pharma Trade Organization event at 3. The venue was nearby, and she could reach there in 5 minutes. Today, we missed our morning lunch, Natasha said to Ryan. We can have some snacks on the way. At 3, we will go for the meeting." On their way, they grabbed some pizza and ate while heading to the event. The event began with the chairman's speech, followed by an invitation for Ryan to speak. Ryan read the speech prepared by Natasha, making a few additions of his own. He concluded his speech within 20 minutes. Afterward, he took some time to introduce himself to the front row attendees. "Can I leave now? I have another meeting in the evening," Ryan inquired. "Yes, you may. Thank you for your participation in the conference. We all enjoyed your speech," the chairman commented. Ryan looked at Natasha. This was the first time her work had received such spontaneous appreciation. Ryan drove towards the palace. It had been a successful day. All three of them had performed their roles perfectly. As they arrived at the palace, they entered the office within. Now, it was time to relax. The evening was reserved for reading. Ryan stepped inside and returned with two gift wrap packages. "These are gifts for both of you for a wonderful day. Take them home, open them, and let me know if you like them," Ryan said. Natasha and Lily were pleasantly surprised. They bid Ryan good night, and Lily gave him a kiss on the cheek. The day had been perfect for all three of them. Upon reaching home, they eagerly unwrapped their gifts. Natasha received elegant dresses, carefully chosen to enhance her image. Lily's gift included outfits designed to make her look inviting, cute, shapely, stimulating, provocative, and spicy, just as Ryan had envisioned. Natasha helped Lily try on the new dresses and clicked a few captivating pictures, which she sent to Ryan via WhatsApp. Ryan viewed them repeatedly, admiring how most of the dresses subtly invited a more daring appearance. He messaged Lily, "Dear lovely Lily, wear the dress in which you feel most attractive and glamorous. Seek Natasha's advice if needed. I will be dreaming about the outfit you choose for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we are attending the inauguration of a film festival where many celebrities will be present. You must look absolutely stunning, beautiful, and sexy. You may do your makeup and dress up at my residence in the evening. Sweet dreams and good night." Lily had no choice but to prepare for the evening in a special way. Natasha wished her the best, and they both retired to their bedrooms. The next morning, Natasha left for work at 8 o'clock. Lily, on the other hand, had a relaxed day ahead. She was set to accompany Ryan to the film festival that night. The event would last until dawn, after which she would return to the palace with Ryan. What would happen next was for Ryan to decide. Natasha spent the day engrossed in reading, while Lily indulged in a romantic novel, unable to stop thinking about Ryan. She also pondered over what outfit to wear for the evening. After a restful nap from 3 to 4, she spent an hour at the beauty parlor. By 5 o'clock, Ryan called her. "I'm sending a car to pick you up. Come to my palace and get ready. I have set aside some exquisite jewelry and expensive party costumes for you. You select my outfit, and I will choose a glamorous dress for you. Does that sound perfect?" Ryan asked. "Yes, dear. I will wait for the car. See you soon," Lily replied. She informed Natasha about the evening's plans. "Enjoy. Be free at the film festival with Ryan. It's a public event, so let your close association with him become public. All the best," Natasha encouraged. "I desperately need your best wishes," Lily said. Shortly after, the car arrived and Lily headed to Ryan's office. Half an hour later, she met him. "Good evening," she greeted. "You look very fresh and marvelous," Ryan said, admiring her. "You, too, look handsome," Lily replied, smiling. She inquired about Natasha, who had just left for home. Ryan finished his office work and they proceeded to the palace. After a refreshing bath, Ryan looked as fresh as Lily. "Select my attire for the evening. Today, the choice is yours," Ryan told her. Lily eagerly opened the wardrobe, selecting a pink shirt, dark blue tie, matching coat, and trousers. She also picked out polished black shoes and dark blue socks. The ensemble made Ryan look even more sophisticated and charming. "How do I look?" Ryan asked, glancing at the mirror. "Handsome, noble, elegant, and strong." "I love you for your everlasting charm," Lily confessed. A hairdresser and makeup artist had been arranged for Lily. After half an hour of professional styling, she looked like a pretty woman. Ryan then asked her to close her eyes. "Now open them," he said. Before her lay a tray of exquisite diamond jewelry placed on a delicate velvet draped table. "This is a gift for you from me," Ryan declared. Lily's eyes welled up with tears. "I love you so much. Thank you for this unforgettable gift. I will cherish this day forever," she said, moving closer to Ryan. "There is another gift for you. This is a royal dress that my mother entrusted to me to be given to my future wife," Ryan said emotionally. Lily held the dress in her hands. It was breathtakingly gorgeous, intricately designed, and regal. "Thank you so much," Lily expressed gratefully. "Where is your mother's photograph? I will take you to her room after you, where all the jewelry and this dress given to you on her behalf." Lily removed her own dress, leaving Ryan mesmerized as he watched her. She adorned the royal outfit, which still looked as pristine as it had when Ryan's mother had preserved it years ago. She even removed her bra to complement the outfit's elegant cut, making her look even more alluring. "Put the jewelry on me one by one and tell me how each piece enhances my beauty," Lily whispered. Ryan began with diamond earrings, kissing her earlobes after placing them. He then draped a 3-strand diamond necklace around her neck, followed by a charming floral diamond brooch on her chest, gazing at her admiringly. "Why are you looking at me like that?" Lily asked softly. "You look like a princess. You are so stunning that tonight you will be the most beautiful woman at the event," Ryan replied, embracing her. He then led her to a dimly lit room where a large portrait of his mother adorned the wall, garlanded with sandalwood beads. "Mom, this is Lily. How do you find her?" Ryan asked the portrait. A soft whisper seemed to emerge from the frame. "Ryan, go ahead with her. She will bring prosperity and happiness into your life." "Thank you, Mom. I will follow your wish," Ryan murmured respectfully. Lily was overwhelmed by the moment. "Now, shall we leave for the function? It's already 8 o'clock, and it will take an hour to reach the venue," Ryan said with a smile. "Yes, dear. Let's go," Lily replied, slipping her hand into his as they walked out together. As soon as the event concluded, there was a flurry of excitement among the crowd, eager to catch a glimpse of Ryan and Princess. They had undoubtedly become the center of attention for the evening, both of them exuding charm, beauty, and elegance. It was 2 a.m. I feel we should go to my residence. What do you think? From today onwards, I am your fiancé, as you introduced me during the event. I will do as you wish, Lily murmured seductively. As soon as they settled into the car, Ryan leaned in and kissed her. The car sped toward the palace. The night of passion and allure had only just begun. At 5 a.m., Lily stirred awake. Ryan was still holding her in his arms, sound asleep. If she moved, she would wake him. Lily's thoughts drifted back to the reason she and Natasha had come to London. And yet, here she was, embracing the city's most influential man, the Prince of London. He was truly in love with her, she realized. At the film festival last night, he had introduced her to the world as his fiancée. Natasha, on the other hand, had been brought into his inner circle for professional reasons. Ryan, who had once flirted with both of them, now seemed entirely captivated by Lily. At least, that was how she saw it. But she wondered if Natasha had noticed the shift. Of course, Ryan admired Natasha's sharp intellect, her undeniable skills, and her pleasant demeanor. He valued her qualities highly. By 6 a.m., Ryan sensed Lily was awake. "Come on, sleep for another half an hour. Please, darling," he whispered. Ryan pulled her closer, his strong arms enveloping her. Lily surrendered to his embrace, letting herself be drawn into his warmth. "Dear, it's already 6 o'clock. We have to get ready. Will you let me go to the bathroom? Or do you want me to stay here with you?" she teased. Ryan kissed her deeply before finally letting her slip out from beneath the soft, warm blankets. Lily brushed her teeth and stepped into the bath, allowing the warm water to envelop her. A captivating fragrance filled the air, growing stronger with every passing moment. "May I come in?" Ryan's voice came from the other side of the door. "Come in, dear. I am waiting for you." As he entered, the intoxicating scent clung to his skin. "Amazing perfume. It's so exciting," he murmured. Lily pulled him into the bathtub. She lost all sense of time and self, and in moments, she felt the height of passion envelop her. "I'm extremely satisfied. What have you done to me?" "It was wonderful, splendid, miraculous," she gasped, exhaustion washing over her. Ryan lifted her from the tub and placed her on the bed. As she gazed at him, standing tall, strong, and strikingly masculine, an irresistible desire surged through her again. Now, it was Lily who appeared enchanting and seductive to Ryan. He drew closer with an intensity that left no space between them. Hours later, wrapped in each other's arms, they drifted into a blissful slumber. By the time they awoke again, it was nearly 9 a.m. They hurried through breakfast and prepared for the day's work, filled with a deep sense of satisfaction. Lily noticed Natasha had already started working in the adjacent office room. Outside, the rest of the staff was busy with their duties. "We are latecomers today. Only because of you, dear," Lily teased Ryan. "I'm extremely sorry. This is all my fault, isn't it?" He laughed. "I'm guilty too, but I enjoyed it immensely. Thank you for giving me a wonderful night and a miraculous morning," she replied. A short while later, Natasha entered the room. "Good morning, sir. I saw both of you on TV. The news is all about you too. Congratulations, sir. You've announced Lily as your fiancée. It's a great piece of news. Congratulations to you too, Lily. I am so close to you. Yet I never knew this," Natasha said, shaking hands with them. Lily eagerly awaited Ryan's response. It was a great surprise for Lily too. "I declared it publicly just to surprise her. Even my mother has approved her as my future wife," Ryan stated. "How did your mother approve of her?" Natasha asked in astonishment. "He took me to his mother's room in the palace. I don't know where the voice came from, but when Ryan asked his mother's photograph about me, her reply was, 'Ryan, please go ahead with her. She will bring prosperity and progress to you.'" Lily explained, "That's a miracle. Very few would believe this," Natasha mused. "But I believe it," Ryan declared. Natasha seemed satisfied. Lily's arrow has struck straight into Ryan's heart, Natasha thought to herself. But only Lily knew the true depth of that statement. "Ryan has a meeting tonight. He asked if I wanted to join him. I think I'll say yes. That way, he'll have company," Lily told Natasha. That evening, Natasha bid them good night and left. Lily returned to Ryan's bedroom, changed her clothes, and got ready to accompany him. The meeting was with an Indian spy. Upon arriving at the hotel, Ryan introduced her. "This is Mr. AM. He's a remarkably close friend of mine." AM shook her hand. "She's my personal assistant. You may speak to her when I am busy." AM placed a bag on the table. "All the documents are in this bag. Let me know if you require anything else." Ryan took the bag and handed AM an envelope from his pocket. "This is what I committed to you. If you bring more information, you will be paid accordingly. Thanks and goodbye." Lily and Ryan got into the car, which sped toward home. Upon arrival, Ryan locked the door behind them. "Do you know what these papers are? They contain details of over 1,000 hectares of land near London, bank account information, bank locker contents, bungalows, and luxurious apartments owned by this man across the UK. And that's not all. He has an English wife and 2 children here in London." "Who is this rich man?" Lily asked, puzzled. "He is none other than India's dynamic and young Prime Minister, Mr. Vasant Upadhyay, an extraordinarily wealthy man who visits London every month to spend time with his wife and children. All this property is registered under a company where he owns 100% of the shares, while his English wife and her servants serve as directors. You must be mistaken. Someone has misled you. This cannot be true. In India, he is revered as a simple man, living modestly in Nagpur with his wife and 2 sons. How could he own millions of pounds worth of property in London?" Lily exclaimed in disbelief. Ryan pulled out document after document from the bag and placed them before her. Lily could hardly believe her eyes. Natasha and Lily both woke up at 6 in the morning. "Good morning," they greeted each other. Lily switched on a small golden recorder and played a conversation between India's Prime Minister, Vasant Upadhyay, and Ryan for Natasha. "I have seen those 4 people once." My eyes welled up with tears. "I never imagined that the Prime Minister of India could be so corrupt. especially when 800 million people live below the poverty line. And yet, Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay shamelessly disclosed everything to Ryan without the slightest concern. This is the height of negligence. As an Indian citizen, I feel deeply ashamed, Lily said, visibly upset. Why should we take pride in our country? Rather than being citizens of a nation run by crooked politicians, death seems like a better option, she added bitterly. Natasha placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. We need to fight for change. If 800 million people are below the poverty line, then it's time to bring total revolution. The very mantra given by Jayaprakash Narayan 45 years ago into reality. Back then, politicians merely used him for their own gain. The India Jayaprakash dreamed of is not the India you and I see today. This is not a nation of 1.39 billion people. It is a country controlled by corrupt, power-hungry politicians, industrialists, and criminals who exploit women. We must fight to free India from these corrupt forces. And we must begin today. You, me, and Ryan. We have a movement to start. Let's launch it from London. I am sure millions of Indians across the world will support this cause, Natasha declared passionately. Her words carry determination and unwavering courage, and a vision for the welfare of 1.39 billion Indians. The next day, a crucial meeting Lily and Ryan met the next day. We must do something to bring back the real India. Total revolution should be the goal for the younger generation, Lily stated firmly. I believe that corruption and malpractice charges against India's young Prime Minister, ministers, certain state chief ministers, top actors and actresses, industrialists, businessmen, and even the liquor and drug mafias should be handed over to the top executives of Transparency International with undeniable proof. We can replicate this strategy for corruption in other countries like the USA, Australia, Germany, and France through Transparency International or the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, Ryan suggested. Natasha and Lily were surprised to hear these organizations' names from Ryan. They wondered if Ryan already knew that Natasha was in contact with Transparency International and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. Natasha now felt it was time to tell Ryan the real reason for their arrival in London. When she consulted Lily, she agreed. Ryan is close enough to us now. There's no harm in telling him the truth, Lily said. Saturday night, a critical revelation. Natasha and Lily decided to take Ryan out to dinner. We should tell him everything while we're there. Maybe Ryan can help find my dad, Natasha told Lily. That evening, Natasha invited Ryan. Are you free tonight? We would like to invite you to dinner, she asked. Oh, sure. Let's leave the city at 10 o'clock. We'll drive for 2 hours to a Royal Indian dhaba outside London. The food is amazing, and we can spend a couple of hours there before heading back late at night, Ryan suggested. Both women agreed. At 10 o'clock, the three set off. Ryan was driving with Natasha seated beside him and Lily in the back. Ryan was enjoying their conversation, and he also admired the elegant saris they had worn. Their sleeveless blouses suited them perfectly. You are sitting in the front today while Lily is in the back, Ryan teased Natasha. Why can't I sit next to you? Natasha smirked. Oh, You are always welcome to. It's a pleasure, Ryan replied. I am sitting here because I have something to tell you, Natasha said seriously. And what is that? Ryan asked. Taking a deep breath, Natasha began. My father is a senior officer in the Indian Defense Department. He has served for over 20 years and was honored with a special award for his excellence in service. 4 years ago, under government orders, he visited the United States to attend a scientific conference. However, after the conference, the CIA arrested him on charges of seeking classified information from top US officials. He was detained without informing the Indian government. I tried contacting the Indian consulates in the US. I even wrote to our young and so-called energetic Prime Minister, but it was all in vain. In India, intelligence officers are given great responsibilities, yet when they are in trouble, no one comes to their rescue. That is why I came to London to find my father with the help of Transparency International and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. I was a television journalist in India, and I consider it my duty to tell you this as it is crucial to our professional relationship. I am also working on uncovering corruption in India. My assignments involve diplomatic connections, making my work with you even more critical. You needed to know this, she concluded gravely. A deep silence filled the car. 5 minutes passed, but to Natasha and Lily, it felt like 5 hours. Finally, Ryan took Natasha's hand in his and said, Why didn't you tell me this a month ago when we first met? Never mind. I know top executives in both these organizations. Give me the details of whom you've spoken to. I will make sure your father gets justice. Tears welled up in Natasha's eyes. I should have told you from the beginning, but given your position, I hesitated and tried to do everything alone. I apologize for that. From now on, I will count on you, she said, holding Ryan's hand firmly. I am with you, Ryan assured her. Natasha and Lily had just gained another strong ally. A life-changing decision, Lily. I have something important to tell you, Ryan said as they continued their drive. It was publicly announced at the film festival that you are my fiancée. However, the Queen of the United Kingdom objected to this announcement. She wants me to marry a royal family's daughter. She doesn't mind if we continue our relationship, but only unofficially. I refused. There's nothing wrong with marrying a beautiful Indian woman like you. As a result, I have been asked to leave the royal family, and I have accepted that decision. Lily, would you marry me, even if I am no longer a prince? Lily asked him to pull over. She looked into Ryan's eyes and said, I love you for who you are, my handsome Ryan, not for your royal title. Will you publicly declare me as your fiancé? We will build a home together, a place where I can proudly be called Mrs. Lily Ryan. Ryan kissed her deeply. I promise to do it within a few weeks, he vowed. That night, Lily sat in the front seat with Ryan, while Natasha took the back seat. Their problems now seemed to have a clear path forward. A new home, a new beginning. Ryan found a beautiful 3-bedroom bungalow near Hyde Park. It had a spacious garden at the front and back, along with an open terrace and a small rooftop garden. He showed it to Lily, and she loved it. I feel Natasha should stay with us. That's why I chose a 3-bedroom house. We will also have a separate office. I must leave the royal palace within 3 months, but I want to move out as soon as possible, Ryan said. That's a wonderful idea. Natasha needs our support in this difficult time, Lily agreed. When they took Natasha to see the bungalow, she admired it. Take it, either on rent or buy it if feasible. You two will have a beautiful life here, she said. We want you to live with us, Ryan insisted. Natasha hesitated. No, I already have a flat. I don't want to be a burden on a newly married couple, she smiled. Natasha, we need to be together to fight corruption, find your father, and work as spies if needed. We are in this together, Lily said sincerely. Natasha finally agreed. The three of them embraced, together in good times and bad. Their mission had begun. Natasha was searching for her father. One day, on a whim, she typed Sanjay Bapat into Google. Within seconds, shocking information flashed across the screen. Sanjay Bapat, a top Indian military expert, has been missing for the past 4 years. BBC News, Sanjay Bapat, 52, a senior defense officer in the government of India, has been untraceable for the last 4 years. An expert in international defense, he played a key role in the procurement of advanced missiles, state-of-the-art aircraft, and nuclear weapons. He held prestigious positions in India's Defense Department. In 2015, he traveled to the United States to attend the World Defense Conference in New York, where he delivered a symposium titled The Dangerous Actions of the USA in Asia. His speech received significant appreciation and was widely covered by global media, including BBC and CNN. However, after the conference, Sanjay Bapat never returned to India. He was last seen getting into the car of a high-ranking US military officer. Since then, he has vanished without a trace. While US military officials deny any involvement, defense experts believe he is either imprisoned in the United States or has succumbed to torture at the hands of American authorities. For 4 years, the Indian government has taken no initiative to investigate his whereabouts. Tears welled up in Natasha's eyes. She immediately forwarded the news article to Ryan. His reply came instantly. I have forwarded your dad's details to senior officers in MI6, the British Foreign Intelligence Service. I'll get back to you soon. Good night. Ryan. The very next day, Ryan arranged a meeting with an MI6 officer. Natasha went alone as Ryan and Lily had an event to attend. The MI6 officer took detailed information from her: documents, photos, passports, visas, and the BBC article. They assured her that a preliminary report would be ready in 15 days. That same night, Natasha sent 2 emails to 200 key individuals in India. The first email contained details about her father's disappearance and urged people to demand a government inquiry. She sent copies to major newspapers like Hind, Express, and Times. The second email, with Ryan's approval, contained explosive information about Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay. This information, gathered by Ryan, was sent to Transparency International and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, ISIJ, as well as to Indian press outlets and social activists. The next morning, Express took note of the email and instructed their London correspondent to contact Natasha immediately. Meanwhile, tensions were rising in India. Emergency meeting in Delhi. A national emergency meeting of the People's Party was called in Delhi. The 40-year-old Prime Minister, Vasant Upadhyay, had summoned senior leaders. No one knew why the meeting had been called so urgently. Ministers, chief ministers of 18 states, and over 1,000 key leaders gathered at the People's Party headquarters. At 11 a.m., the meeting commenced. The enemies of our nation, along with opposition parties, are conspiring against the People's Party. The Prime Minister declared passionately, "They're being funded by foreign agencies. Even sections of the Indian media are involved. A massive conspiracy is underway to defame me and our government with baseless allegations of corruption. They claim I have purchased properties and assets abroad. This is an absolute lie. Our party stands for integrity and honesty. It is the opposition that shelters corrupt individuals. We have sent many of them to prison, and now they are desperate to strike back. But we will not back down. The People's Party will launch a nationwide campaign to counter these false narratives. Our 100 million party workers will take this fight to every village, every household. We will emerge victorious." A thunderous round of applause followed. Upadhyay raised his fist in defiance before stepping off the stage, flashing a V for victory sign. Media frenzy and opposition backlash within hours. Every major news channel, Ab Tak, AMP News, and others broadcasted the Prime Minister's speech repeatedly. The Republican Party, the main opposition with 100 MPs and 4 state governments, was caught off guard. What is the Prime Minister even talking about? We never made such allegations. Republican leaders were bewildered. At 1 p.m., Republican Party President Ramesh Rao announced a press conference. Before that, he made a discreet phone call to an old veteran of the People's Party, 90-year-old Ramji. "Namaste, Ramji ji. How are you?" Rao asked. "I have to say I'm fine, even when I'm not," Ramji chuckled. "What is Upadhyay talking about? Every channel is running his speech. I've heard that emails have been sent to Transparency International, ISIJ, and major newspapers. It seems some serious documents have landed in the wrong hands. That's why the Prime Minister is panicking. But only he knows the whole truth." Ramesh Rao smirked and hung up. Then he dialed the chief editor of Express. "Editor Saab, how are you?" "I'm good. And you? You seem to be after the People's Party these days." The editor laughed. "We haven't done anything. But tell me, what's the big news?" Apparently, explosive information about the Prime Minister's secret properties in London has been leaked to Transparency International and ISIJ. We even got an email from London mentioning it. You didn't initiate this, did you? Forward me that email. If I find anything more, I promise to share it with you." Minutes later, the email arrived in Rao's inbox. He scanned it carefully and then huddled with his team. Republican Party's bombshell press conference at exactly 1 p.m. The press hall was packed with reporters. Cameras were rolling. "Good afternoon, everyone. Let's get straight to the point," Ramesh Rao began. "Today, we are here to ask some serious questions about the so-called honest Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay. First, There's a 200-acre estate in London with a lavish 20,000 square feet mansion registered under the name of one Mrs. Sophia. Our Prime Minister makes unofficial visits to London every month. His passport and travel records confirm this. Who is Sophia? Why do her two sons call the Prime Minister Daddy? How is this multi-million-dollar mansion funded? We have strong evidence that money from Indian industrialists was funneled to London. Second, where is Colonel Sanjay Bapat? A decorated Indian defense officer. He disappeared in the US 4 years ago after attending a government conference. Intelligence sources suggest he was taken by the CIA. His daughter, Natasha, has been pleading for an investigation for 3 years, but the Prime Minister has ignored her requests. Even the BBC reported on this case 2 years ago. Is the Indian government simply asleep? Or is it complicit? We demand an immediate Supreme Court inquiry into both these matters. The press conference sent shockwaves through the country. The nation reacts meanwhile. On International Yoga Day, Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay performed yoga at a massive stadium in Delhi. The event was broadcast live across the nation. From her home in London, Natasha watched him on TV. She clenched her fists in anger. "Shameless Prime Minister," she muttered, switching off the screen in disgust. In India, the pressure was mounting. Over 1,000 intellectuals, artists, and activists signed a petition demanding a judicial probe into both the Prime Minister's London properties and the mysterious disappearance of Colonel Sanjay Bapat. The Republican Party formally filed a petition in the Supreme Court. A storm was brewing, and this time there was no escaping it. Republican Party's nationwide hunger strike in Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, and Bangalore, hundreds of Republican Party workers staged a hunger strike. To prevent police intervention, they wore black clothing and tied black cloth over their mouths in silent protest. Each protester held a sign with bold, pointed questions. "We demand a Supreme Court judicial inquiry into Mrs. Sophia Vasant Upadhyay's London property. Was it purchased using black money from India? Why does our Prime Minister visit London unofficially every month? Who is paying for his British Airways tickets? How does Vasant Upadhyay have a wife and children in Nagpur and another wife and children in London? What is the value of the 200-acre plot owned by Mrs. Sophia Upadhyay in London? Does she have the financial means to afford such a vast property? What happened to the inquiry into the disappearance of defense expert Mr. Sanjay Bapat in the United States? Why has the Prime Minister ignored his daughter Miss Natasha Bapat's pleas for an investigation? A new beginning for Ryan, Lily, and Natasha. Ryan, Lily, and Natasha arrived at Ryan's newly acquired flat, ready to start a fresh chapter. While Natasha and Lily had already shifted their belongings, Ryan's possessions were still being unloaded from two trucks. Large bags filled with jewelry and clothing were being transferred from the car. Today, Ryan was severing his ties with his royal lineage. He and Lily had long accepted this harsh reality. Now, they would live as ordinary people, free from the burdens of the past, ready to embrace a simple yet content life. Thanks to both of you for inviting me into your home. I am truly grateful, Natasha said sincerely. "You're not obliged to us," Ryan replied warmly. "In fact, We should thank you for being such an intelligent and wonderful companion." Lily nodded in agreement. By midnight, only 30% of the house was set up. "Let's stop for today. Tomorrow, we'll complete our home." "Good night," Ryan told Natasha. She glanced at the clock. It was past midnight. With a smile, she bid them good night and retreated to her bedroom. The day had ended, and with so much left to do, there was no need to dwell on tomorrow's tasks. They would reveal themselves soon enough. The next day, Ryan, Lily, and Natasha woke up at 5 a.m. After freshening up, they took a brisk 30-minute walk, had breakfast at 7 a.m., and resumed setting up the house. Time flew as they laughed and worked together, and by 4 p.m., their home was complete, organized, and beautiful. A new political revolution in India, a groundbreaking movement, was taking shape in India. Nearly 1,000 young activists had united to form the Indian Democratic Party. These individuals dedicated themselves to creating a corruption-free nation. Their manifesto aimed at tackling political corruption, bureaucratic misconduct, exploitative businessmen, unethical filmmakers, liquor and drug cartels, and those who commit crimes against women and the poor. The core objectives of the Indian Democratic Party included eradication of poverty by imposing additional taxes on the wealthy, providing food for the 8,000 people who die of hunger daily in India, ending the exploitation of patients by private hospitals through nationalization, implementing capital punishment for rapists, ensuring execution within 3 months of conviction, guaranteeing a minimum monthly wage of 10,000 rupees for laborers, government-sponsored nutrition programs for pregnant women and children, free primary, secondary, and higher education for all students, establishing schools and colleges in every village and a medical college in every district, enforcing a 2-child policy per family, allocating 10% of state and central budgets for healthcare, providing free medical services to all citizens, strict legal action against corrupt officials, businessmen, and industrialists, a government pledge to provide at least 300 square feet of housing for every family, potential nationalization of farmlands if required, along with fair pricing for agricultural produce, financial aid and low-interest loans for small and medium enterprises, insurance protection for all bank deposits, ensuring full returns to depositors. Implementing these ambitious policies in a nation of 1.35 billion people seemed impossible. Breaking ties with existing political parties made the challenge even more daunting. Yet, these 1,000 determined activists believed in the power of perseverance. The establishment of the Indian Democratic Party posed a formidable challenge to millions who had previously aligned with corrupt parties. Even their rivals agreed on one thing: the new party was bound to fail. But would it? The explosive Swiss bank scandal, 17th April. Time News. Time has obtained exclusive, verified information on Swiss and HSBC bank accounts where Indian politicians, businessmen, and industrialists have stashed black money. The report revealed shocking figures. Account holder amount in crores. Mukesh Gilani 10,200, Siddharth Malhotra 9,100, Prem Adani 10,500, Sanj Sool 8,200, Manish Gandhi 3,200, Sophia Upadhyay 8,000, 200 Vasant Upadhyay 12,460, Ramchandra Modi 17,940, Alam Prem 42,200. These findings, backed by Transparency International and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, demanded immediate clarification from the accused. The revelations sent shockwaves worldwide. Media outlets published photos of Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay's luxurious London mansion and his 200-acre estate. BBC and other international networks aired exposes featuring images of his alleged second wife, Sophia Upadhyay, and their children in London. Back in India, Vasant Upadhyay's wife in Nagpur, Alpana Upadhyay, denied any knowledge of her husband's secret life. She issued an open letter to the press. Vasant travels to London every month, supposedly for government work. We were told he stays at the Indian government's guest house. We never knew about his wife and children in London until foreign media exposed it. Even his lavish properties abroad are a shock to us. We live on half of his modest official salary. He visits our Nagpur home just once a month, spending the rest of his time on political and diplomatic engagements. Our marital relationship effectively ended 20 years ago. We have recently learned that he has a romantic connection with an actress in Delhi as well. This, too, must be investigated. The unraveling of a scandal, while some Indian industrialists dismissed the allegations, others remained silent. Many high-profile individuals were conveniently traveling abroad. Adding fuel to the fire, reports surfaced about Vasant Upadhyay's close relationship with actress Alpana Chaturvedi. Newspaper headlines carried photos of their public appearances, attending elite parties together. When confronted, Alpana Chaturvedi responded, "He is my mentor and philosopher." Do you object to such a noble relationship? The Prime Minister meets thousands of people and has millions of social media followers. Do they all share an illegal bond with him? Other global leaders have complicated personal lives, yet they aren't scrutinized like this. What's wrong with Vasant Upadhyay having close friendships worldwide? He simply follows the ancient Indian philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. Her response stunned the nation. But whether the Indian public would accept this justification remained to be seen. Then came the final bombshell. HSBC Bank officially confirmed that over the past decade, Vasant Upadhyay had transferred $1.78 billion and Sophia Upadhyay another $1.18 billion from India to their Swiss accounts. The world watched as India's biggest political scandal unfolded. Mrs. Alpana Upadhyay issued a public divorce notice to Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay through the Times, Express, and Hind newspapers. The details of the notice were as follows. Mr. Vasant Upadhyay, New Delhi. Subject: clarification regarding your relationship with Mrs. Sophia Upadhyay and Mrs. Alpana Chaturvedi. Dear Mr. Vasant Upadhyay, you and I have been married for 20 years and we have two sons residing in Nagpur. Through media reports, I have come to know about your extramarital relationships with Mrs. Alpana Chaturvedi in New Delhi and Mrs. Sophia Upadhyay in London, United Kingdom. As per the Hindu Marriage Act of India, you are legally allowed to have only one wife. I am making this notice public to demand a clarification from you regarding your affairs. If I do not receive a proper response within the next 10 days, I will be compelled to file for divorce in the family court of Nagpur. Yours faithfully, Alpana Vasant Upadhyay, Nagpur. The organizations supporting the Indian Democratic Party made extensive efforts to raise funds. A current account for the party was opened at HDFC Bank, and a surge of enthusiasm was observed among donors contributing through banking channels. To gain official recognition as a political party and obtain an electoral symbol, an application was submitted to the Election Commission. The party was officially registered as the Indian Democratic Party, and it was allocated the symbol of 3 figures standing together with the slogan "Power to the People." The decision of the Election Commission to allot this symbol took many by surprise. As the party was still relatively small, it had not yet attracted significant attention. Meanwhile, Natasha received an email from the New York branch of Transparency International. According to their investigation, there was no record of a Colonel Sanjay Bapat in any New York prison. However, a prisoner known as Abraham bore a striking resemblance to the photograph Natasha had sent. Prison records described this man as mute and deaf, imprisoned as a foreign spy for the past 4 years. Natasha was provided with a photograph of the prisoner in jail attire, shackled at both hands and feet, with an overgrown beard and unkempt hair. In an instant, she recognized him as her father. "I have found my dad. He is in a New York prison. I will seek the help of Transparency International in New York and bring him back to India," Natasha declared passionately to Lily. Lily, upon seeing the photograph, was also convinced that the prisoner was indeed Natasha's father. She printed the photo and showed it to Ryan. Ryan contacted the British Consular General in New York, who assured him that they would provide Natasha with all possible assistance. Natasha applied for an emergency humanitarian visa to the United States, which was granted immediately. She took the next available flight to New York. At the airport, Mr. Boson, the head of Transparency International's New York branch, was waiting to receive her. At Mr. Boson's residence, Transparency International volunteers gathered to discuss the case. A meeting with New York prison authorities was arranged for 2 hours later. Upon reaching the prison, Natasha was made to wait for an hour before she was finally allowed to meet the prisoner, alone. Behind tall, black iron bars stood her father. He was frail, shackled in chains too heavy for his weakened body. Natasha was overcome with shock and grief. His body had wasted away, and he was covered in wounds. The moment she saw him, she broke down in tears. "Daddy, what have they done to you? How could the American government torture an Indian scientist like this? Why did our own government not help you?" Natasha cried out. Colonel Sanjay Bapat did not utter a single word. Tears streamed down his face as he silently gazed at her. As her visitation time ended, Natasha vowed, "I will free you soon and bring you back home to India." Outside the prison, Mr. Boson and other Transparency International members were waiting. Natasha spoke with determination. "He is my father. He is severely wounded. He has lost almost 40 kilograms. The Americans have subjected him to grave injustice and torture. If we don't act quickly, he may not survive." Mr. Boson and Natasha immediately drafted a letter to the US President, demanding Colonel Sanjay Bapat's immediate release. Copies of the letter were sent to the Secretary of Defense and the leader of the opposition. Further investigation revealed that a CI officer had unlawfully detained and tortured Colonel Sanjay Bapat, despite no legal charges against him. His identity had been erased, and he had been imprisoned under the false name Abraham. The brutal torture had damaged his memory and speech. Transparency International provided photographic evidence, passport copies, visa records, and blood group samples to the American government. The issue soon sparked outrage in India, with the opposition accusing both the Indian and American governments of negligence. Eventually, the US government admitted their mistake and sanctioned Colonel Sanjay Bapat's release. He was handed over to Transparency International and was immediately admitted to a private hospital for medical treatment. During his treatment, efforts were made to restore his memory. On the third day, he uttered his first words, "Where's my country? India?" Upon hearing this news, Natasha felt a deep sense of pride. When she visited him, he smiled at her but struggled to recall her name. "I am Natasha, your beloved daughter," she said. He looked at her, confused. "I don't remember your name, but I feel that you are someone close to me." Natasha held his trembling hands, noticing how frail he had become. She sat beside him, silently reciting the Gayatri Mantra. After an hour, his trembling had significantly reduced. Suddenly, he spoke again. "You are Natasha, right? My beloved daughter? How did I remember your name?" Overcome with emotion, Natasha cried out, "Daddy, you recognized me. God is great." Meanwhile, the Indian Democratic Party made a shocking announcement. Colonel Sanjay Bapat, the man who had suffered so much for his country, would be their candidate for the next Prime Minister. The news stunned Natasha. She had never imagined such a future for her father. Could this be divine justice for the suffering he endured? She wondered, but quickly dismissed the thought. All that mattered was that she had found her father alive. Back in India, Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay faced mounting scrutiny. Reports from HSBC and Swiss banks confirmed that he and his wife, Sophia Upadhyay, had deposited millions of dollars in offshore accounts a decade ago. Meanwhile, his first wife, Alpana Upadhyay, had issued a public divorce notice. Anger erupted across the nation as people demanded accountability for the government's failure to intervene in Colonel Sanjay Bapat's unjust imprisonment. Yet, the ruling People's Party remained silent. For the past 9 years, Vasant Upadhyay had wielded absolute control over the government. Now, as he declared the next general elections, political dynamics in India were set to change forever. The battle for a corruption-free India. Colonel Sanjay Bapat, a former military officer known for his integrity, was unjustly imprisoned under a false identity in the United States. After 4 years of suffering in inhuman conditions, his daughter Natasha, with the help of social organizations like Transparency International and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, secured his release. Upon his return to India, a delegation from the Indian Democratic Party, IDP, approached him with a request to contest the upcoming Indian parliamentary elections against the corrupt Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay. After a period of contemplation, Colonel Bapat agreed, vowing to work towards a corruption-free India. His decision was announced at a press conference in Mumbai, where he exposed the atrocities committed against him and the apathy of the Indian government. His declaration to stand for election garnered massive media attention and public support across India. Natasha, determined to support her father's cause, took charge of the election campaign, ensuring all necessary documents, including nomination papers, were filed. The IDP, in alliance with the Republican Party, strategically fielded candidates to challenge the ruling People's Party led by Upadhyay. In a dramatic turn of events, Alapna Upadhyay, the Prime Minister's estranged wife, publicly declared her support for Colonel Bapat. She exposed her husband's corruption, including his illicit relationships and financial misconduct. Her announcement sent shockwaves across the nation, further strengthening the IDP's movement. As the election campaign intensified, Natasha and Colonel Bapat traveled across the country, rallying support. Massive processions, fiery speeches, and the unwavering backing of the public created an unprecedented political storm. The defining moment came when Prime Minister Upadhyay, accompanied by his close associate Alpana Chaturvedi, was met with protests during his nomination filing. The media captured the moment, turning it into a national scandal. In a live press conference, when questioned about his relationships and corruption charges, Upadhyay responded with a dismissive no comments. Alpana Chaturvedi, too, remained evasive, further damaging their credibility. The election results were historic. The IDP Republican Alliance secured a sweeping victory, dethroning the People's Party. Colonel Sanjay Bapat was sworn in as the Prime Minister of India, fulfilling his promise to eradicate corruption and restore the nation's integrity. His first act in office was to initiate investigations into the previous government's wrongdoings, ensuring justice for the people of India. Natasha, having played a crucial role in the revolution, continued to stand by her father, leading reforms and advocating for transparency. Their journey symbolized the triumph of truth over deceit, inspiring generations to come. The battle for a corruption-free India had only just begun. Election day today was election day. Across the country, voters were casting their ballots. Most television channels were predicting a landslide victory for the People's Party and Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay. The general consensus was that the Indian Democratic Party, IDP, along with its candidates Colonel Sanjay Bapat and Natasha Bapat, was heading for defeat. Despite support from Alpana Upadhyay, the wife of Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay, and allegations by Transparency International and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists about foreign accounts holding billions, the electorate seemed unaffected. Additional controversies included Upadhyay's wife, Sophia, who owned a 200-acre estate in London with a palatial mansion, and his alleged relationship with Alpana Chaturvedi, who claimed to be his close friend in Delhi. Meanwhile, the Republican Party's 100 seats were largely ignored in political calculations. Voting was completed. The results would be declared in 3 days. Counting day at 8 a.m., the counting began. The People's Party, led by Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay, initially took the lead in all 600 seats. Across India, People's Party supporters celebrated with drums, sweets, and fireworks. By 10 a.m., the Indian Democratic Party had secured a lead in 10 seats. By noon, that lead had grown to 200 seats. In Nagpur, Upadhyay was leading by 50,000 votes against Colonel Sanjay Bapat. However, by noon, that lead had shrunk to just 5,000 votes. By 2 p.m., Colonel Sanjay Bapat overtook him with a margin of 100,000 votes. At 3 p.m., the entire nation was in shock. Colonel Sanjay Bapat defeated Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay by an overwhelming margin of 360,000 votes. In Mumbai, Natasha Bapat secured victory with over 400,000 votes. Across India, Indian Democratic Party candidates won 350 seats, while the Republican Party secured 52 seats. In total, 402 candidates were elected. Additionally, 10 independent candidates won. Meanwhile, the People's Party secured only 180 seats. It was a devastating defeat for the People's Party. Colonel Sanjay Bapat and Natasha Bapat expressed their gratitude to the Indian electorate for their overwhelming support. A new government, the president invited Colonel Sanjay Bapat to form the new government. Congratulations poured in from world leaders. Colonel Sanjay Bapat announced his cabinet, and the swearing-in ceremony was scheduled for 6th June in the evening. By 6 p.m., thousands had gathered at the venue in Delhi. Ministers, Supreme Court justices, members of parliament, prominent leaders, diplomats, industrialists, athletes, and distinguished guests attended the ceremony. However, former Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay and his alleged companion, Alpana Chaturvedi, were noticeably absent, sparking speculation. Colonel Sanjay Bapat even considered delaying the ceremony. Natasha Bapat contacted Upadhyay's private secretary, who revealed shocking news. The former Prime Minister and Ms. Chaturvedi have departed for an undisclosed location aboard an Air Force aircraft. They did not disclose their destination. The ceremony proceeded. Colonel Sanjay Bapat took the oath, followed by his cabinet. The event concluded with the national anthem. A mysterious end at midnight. Breaking news shocked the nation. Former Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay and Alpana Chaturvedi's aircraft crashed near Erzurum, Turkey, while flying over its airspace. Both, along with the pilot, perished in the tragic accident. Investigations into the cause of the crash are underway. The next morning, national flags across India were lowered to half-mast. The Turkish consulate refused to release further details or images from the crash site. According to official sources, Upadhyay had transmitted an SOS message before the crash, stating it was his last wish. His London-based family's whereabouts remained unknown. Meanwhile, Transparency International, the international consortium of investigative journalists, British Royal Ryan, and his fiancée Lily Ward to uncover the full truth behind the incident. Building a new future, Natasha Bapat decided to focus on strengthening the Indian Democratic Party. Over the next 2 years, she planned to travel across India to consolidate the party's presence in every state. With an overwhelming public mandate and 400 members of parliament, the party was in a strong position. discussions were underway to synchronize all state elections. Natasha was determined to give corrupt politicians, businessmen, and officials one last chance for redemption. However, those who failed to reform would face strict legal consequences. Meanwhile, her close friends Ryan and Lily were gaining worldwide recognition. The British prince had renounced his royal privileges to live as a commoner. Their decision was widely praised, not just in Britain, but across the world. Natasha remained in close contact with them. Even as she played a crucial role in India's new political landscape, public demand for the extradition of former Prime Minister Vasant Upadhyay remained strong. The people wanted him brought back, dead or alive, for trial. In his first address to the nation, Prime Minister Sanjay Bapat made a firm promise: justice will be served. All rights to this novel and film script belong exclusively to the author and copyright holder, Mr. Rajeev Shantaram Thatte. Unauthorized use of this material in print, publication, script, audio, video, or any other media is strictly prohibited. Legal action will be taken against violations. Mobile number +91 9769458966. Email rajeevthatte111@gmail.com.